Hello to our friends on Facebook, and hey to all of you on Instagram. Tanj here with Mindset Mastery Monday. A little bit of a different scene here, and it is 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time PM, not AM, and we are in Sydney, we being me, and a little shout out to my friend over here, James from Podhouse, trying to be inconspicuous. So James is our event photographer for Inspiring Greatness. We flew up here this morning and we've had a pretty crazy day checking into the venue. G'day Jessie, g'day Jazz. Thanks for joining in. This is kind of fun doing it PM. I should have rock my pajamas. I'm a bit of a nana who'd be in their pajamas at 8 o'clock at night. That would be me, especially in how I feel now. But let's get straight into Mindset Mastery Monday. Thanks for being flexible. Hey, Jazz. Lots of love hearts. Thank you. G'day, Ronnie Jackson. Now, this session was absolutely inspired by a conversation I had with a coaching client. What's today? Monday. This was Saturday, actually, this week. G'day, Mark. G'day, Troy. In fact, you know what I'd love? I'd love to hear from you. I typically do Mindset Mastery Monday on 8 o'clock Monday morning. Hi, Keena. If you would prefer it to be of an evening, can you give me a thumbs up? If you would prefer Mindset Mastery Monday to be like 8 o'clock on a Monday night instead of on 8 o'clock in the morning, because I know a lot of you are focusing on getting in and doing your buyer OFI calls. Hey, Simon, great to have you. Can't wait to see you arrive in Sydney. So we're in Sydney, of course, for Inspiring Greatness, our final event in the 2-day Empowered Leadership Summit series. Big shout out to all of you that attended. 100% intentions fulfilled across Adelaide and Melbourne, and the average rating has been exceeded expectations. So we cannot wait to be of service to all who attend tomorrow. But right now I'm here to be of service to you that is attending, same here, says Simon, attending this conversation. So I had a principal and listing selling agent reach out to me, a beautiful client who was just completely frayed, absolutely experiencing ridiculous levels of anxiety to the point where she didn't even want to go into her business anymore. Her anxiety was completely overwhelming, finding it hard to sleep, finding it hard to breathe, finding it hard to be of service, really struggling with managing being in the business and on the business. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that she's got more than double the amount of listings personally as a listing selling agent. She's also a co-director of an office with a partner of hers, and she's responsible for a team. So the good news is of her anxiety is, hey, Junior, nice to have you join us. The good news with her anxiety is she's feeling overwhelmed because she's got a lot of business. So that's a good thing, right? It'd be a different level of anxiety if you had no stock, no listings, and no sales happening. But in fact, these guys are experiencing market dominance in their area. So well done to them. And if you're watching, hun, then you know I'm waving my pom-poms for you. But what's the point of being successful in business if your health and self-worth and self-esteem and sanity is going down the chute because you just can't cope with what's on your plate? So I want to share with you what we uncovered in the coaching session that hopefully will be of service to you, or maybe someone you know that you can share this with. So the first thing is, she had double the amount of stock as a listing selling agent. Good problem to have, but yeah, not if it's affecting your health. I asked her what she was afraid of, and she was afraid of being at the OFIs and forgetting key elements of the homes that she was selling. Now, when we look at anxiety or worry or fear, anxiety and worry are typically past or future orientated. If you're feeling anxious in any area of your personal or professional life, you're typically forecasting into the future and worried about stuff that actually hasn't happened yet. So just give me a thumbs up if you know you actually do that at times. I know I do, right? We're all human. We have a tendency to do it. There's a good side of forecasting into the future of fear, and that is it does give you an opportunity to do some risk evaluation. Yeah, Junior's giving me a thumbs up. How about our friends on Facebook? Are you ever feeling worried or anxious about anything that's happening in the future? Mark's giving me a thumbs up. Whoa, that's a lot of activity. Yeah, thanks. So really, really important. It's a good thing because you can start to do some risk assessment and start to think about, well, what are the things I need to put in place to ensure that my standards don't drop? But here's the deal. If you are anxious and worried, you're not in the present, or as Eckhart Tolle would say, you're not in the now, and that absolutely adrenalizes us, and we are operating like we're a caveman or woman, and we are thinking there's a saber-toothed tiger chasing our butts. And that will have us in fight or flight mode, where everything in our conscious and subconscious mind shrinks down to just surviving. So we're not in peak state. We lose our source of innovation, and we don't effectively problem solve. It's not a great place to hang out in. So what we distinguished was her anxiety. The source of her anxiety was fear. She was afraid of stuffing up. So fear, as an acronym, is false evidence appearing real. The things that we fear are often stories that haven't happened yet. It's us fabricating stuff. Yeah, that's getting a big reaction from all of you. It's not the truth. It is not the truth. But we are living like it is an absolute reality, and we're then completely functioning physically, mentally, and emotionally and spiritually like it's a reality. So you just got to get that you're doing that. So if fear is false evidence appearing real, we've got to take stock and get that we're being a storyteller or a drama queen or king if that's going on. And then practice, number one, getting back to presence, which is the best way to do that is just breathe. And I know it sounds really simple, but simple are the best strategies. So if you're worried or anxious and you can feel your stress levels heightening, the best thing to do is even just put your hands on your body and connect to your breath and take 3 nice deep belly breaths and bring all that fractured energy right into the here and now. Definitely do that. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Clearly this is resonating with you. 2, give yourself some conscious time to consider the things that you're afraid of so you can future plan and create some strategies, which we did. And the other thing is, if you're experiencing a lot of fear or anxiety, guess what? It can be a good thing because it actually says that you care. You care about the things that you're working on or developing. So the care factor is good, but not if it's affecting your health. Okay, so when I asked her what she was afraid of, as I said before, she was afraid of stuffing up. And I said to her, is that happening at the moment? She had 13 open for inspections on the Saturday. I said, are you currently going in to these 13 homes and are you currently stuffing up? She said, no. I said, are you losing your memory of the key attributes of the home? She said, no. I said, so what are you afraid of? She said, well, yeah, you're right. I'm worried I will. And I said, okay, but you're not now. And I said, so if someone did ask you a question and you couldn't answer it, do you know yourself as resourceful and can you find out straight away? She goes, yeah. And in fact, we've got stock sheets at every open for inspection for the homes that we're selling, which has got key elements. I'm like, so you could always have them there with you and just refer to it, and will they mind? She said, actually, no. So make sure you've got your stock sheets if you've got a lot of listings so you can be present and remember the key elements of the home, because it is your job to have great product knowledge of the home. The second question I asked her is, what's your definition of your open for inspections? And what I mean by that is how we see things completely influences our point of view, the way we interact, engage, and act when we're in those situations. And her definition, certainly of Saturdays in her business as a listing selling agent and principal, was, I hate them, I don't want to do them, because her anxiety was through the roof. So her definition of show day in her business was, I hate them and I don't want to do them. So do you reckon that's going to propel her to be inspired to serve and have her empowered or disempowered? Which one do you think it is? Just write it in. Empowered or disempowered? Well, because a fast game is a good game, I'm going to keep going. It's absolutely going to disempower her. Your definition of anything in your life will determine how you interact with it. If it's disempowered, you'll avoid it like the plague. So you want to create an empowered definition. So I asked her, when you were feeling good about open for inspections, what was your definition? And she said, well, I was confident, I was proud, and I was just really helpful. I loved connecting with people and helping them. And I said, okay, so who you were being was confident, proud because you were delivering great quality service and high standard open for inspections, and you were being helpful with people. And she said, yeah. And I said, and can you do those things now? Can you go into these 13 open for inspections today, confident in your abilities to be of service, helpful to everyone that's in there, and proud that you deliver high standards? She goes, absolutely, I can. I said, that is your secret recipe. You just forgot who you are. The fact that you've got 13 open for inspections, which is over double what you normally carry, the most you've ever had was 6, is a good thing. And, you know, you can still do the same thing. And you've got your stock sheets and you've got your assistants there. She just forgot her secret recipe, which is who she used to be. Now, typically in any area of business in life, we always ask ourselves, what do I need to do to have the results and then I'll be happy? That's the human doing mode. What we want to do is be a human being. Who do I need to be? My being influences what I do, and then what I do completely determines the results that I produce. So if you are feeling anxious, worried, or afraid, that's who you're being. You're being anxious, worried, and afraid. That's going to shrink your capacity to innovate and think clearly and effectively problem solve. It's going to adrenalize the crap out of you, so you'll be in fight or flight. It's going to reduce your immune system, so you're highly likely to attract a sickness or deflate your energy. It's not a great state to be in. So get back to being in your greatest self. And in her case, it was confident, proud, and helpful. We started then to unpack some strategies, because having more than double the OFIs did put a bit of pressure on her time. So here I asked her, what are some of the things that you can do to create some space and grace? G'day, Jag. Nice to have you here. G'day, Sian. Thanks for joining us. Well, nice comment here from Kate saying, do the hard things first. Yes, not bad. Oh, Simon saying, that's so good. Thanks. Glad you appreciate it, Simon. Can't wait to see you tomorrow as you fly down from the Sunshine Coast. So I said, what are some strategies you can really set yourself up for success? The first strategy she said, I've got to get my assistant to do some buyer management. I need her to actually see if she can take 5 of the OFIs for next week on. I said, great. But then her anxiety elevated again because she wanted her vendors to have her be the key person of influence and service. So my suggestion here was, and this is for you if you're really having a lot of stock and a lot of listings and you want to really deliver great service to your vendors, let your vendors know at the listing consultations that you are a team of specialists, that you are there your sweet spot is negotiating the highest value for the home, but that you have a specialist that's going to be there for the open for inspections and buyer management that you're also across on. But it's unlikely, because you are so busy, that you will be at every single open for inspection. As according to the core logic research of buyers and vendors' confidence in their agent of choice from the moment they sign the authority to sell the house drops by 47%. Do you know why? Because agents often seduce the vendor to get them in the business, but then they overpromise and underdeliver. They say they'll be at every open for inspection, and then they don't turn up and they send their assistant and they don't communicate with the vendor. One of the best ways to annoy your client. You can take care of this up front. Let them know, as I said before, you're the one that's going to do the master negotiation, and that your PA or buyer support person is going to really nurture those relationships with the buyers. If you manage those expectations up front, you're not going to overpromise and underdeliver. Hello and welcome to the Queen of Confidence, who is smashing out transforming lives of women all around the country, particularly here in Melbourne. I asked her, what else? I said, how do you feel about the timing of all these open for inspections that you need to attend? I said, do you literally have enough time to get to each one? She said, yes, I've got my assistant opening the properties. I've got another person closing the properties. I'll come in, do my thing, beautifully connect, build relationships, develop rapport, engage with people. And I said, do yourself a favor in your subconscious mind, set a silent alarm, in your pocket on your phone that will just go off 5 minutes before you need to be in the car and get to your next destination, just to keep you honest and on track so you don't get distracted by being in a great conversation with people. That strategy was a game changer for her. It just kept her in flow and in the group. So she's definitely doing that. And then ultimately I said to her, no doubt you've got a busy day ahead. You got 5 open for inspections that you need to be present for. This is show day. This is where you get to showcase the homes you're selling, build new relationships, and add these divine new people to your database and connect. So the key is, hun, you've got to be a moving meditation. You need to be present in the moment, every moment, no matter what you're doing. If you're in the car, crank some tunes, think about the next property you're going to be in, but just drive the car. Just be present driving the car. When you open the door and you get to the next house, be present. Because often, as Maya Angelou says, people will forget what you said. They'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And show day is the day where you can make your community feel amazing by virtue of your presence. And as the other saying goes, this moment is a gift. That's why it's called the present. If you are selling people's biggest asset, and they tend to sell every 7 to 10 years, and your job is to showcase the home and articulate the highest value, you better be present. You better have your feet on the ground, your heart connecting to other people, and standing in what's possible for those buyers and vendors that you're collaborating with. So in summary, if you're feeling anxious in your business, you're likely to be in fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. You're often tripping out, worrying about things that aren't even happening. It's adrenalizing you and putting you in fight or flight. Hey, Julie, thanks for joining. We're about to wrap up, but please watch the recording if this topic is of interest to you. Have some strategies for success, and you've also got to be your own champion. Please get back to your secret recipe of the being states that really work for you. Think of a time you were in flow. Think of a time where you were doing fantastic work and everything seemed pretty easy and felt good. And ask yourself, who were you being in those moments? Were you being, as my client was, proud, confident and helpful? Were you being bold and brave and, innovative? What is your secret recipe of being? When you can reflect on that and just be responsible for generating that state of being, you will take actions from a much higher place, and then you will produce much greater outcomes. So I hope that session, how to outsmart anxiety, especially if you have a lot of listings, was helpful for you. Please do make a message in Facebook or Insta and let me know, what is your preferred time for Mindset Mastery Monday? Do you prefer AM? Do you prefer PM? And which is a better day for you? I'm committed to adding value and delivering content that's going to be of service to you. So please let me know the day and time that suits you more. For those of you in Sydney that are coming to Inspiring Greatness tomorrow and Wednesday, we cannot wait to be of service to you. This is the final event from our 3-city series. To all of our valued partners and sponsors, I love you. Thank you for your support. For our photographers, videographers, speakers, love you too. Thanks for your support. And to you, thanks for tuning in. Until next Monday, here is to you. Much love, go well, do great work, and be the change you want to see in the world. Have a fantastic night.